Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. For today's episode, we have Martel back on the channel. You can find Martel at the Miami Heat Zone podcast, so make sure to go to his channel and subscribe. He's pushing to 10,000 subscribers. Martel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. I can't wait for the season. Let's go Heat. There's a lot to talk about. And make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button.
Dude, there's a lot. Finally, media day, training camp, preseason's around the corner. We're finally in October. The season is what, 20 days away, right? We're like close to 3 weeks from actual real NBA basketball. So thank God it's been a slow off season, but there's a lot of news to go over. And specifically, I wanted to talk to you and get your opinion on the Nico extension. So during media day, they brought up the extension. He said it's not important. I'm focusing on getting better, putting in the work. Played in Europe at Eurobasket, looked good. He's putting on some muscle and training, right mindset. Maybe he already knew this was happening. When they asked him on media day, he said, I have 1 more year left on my contract. I'm not worried about that right now. 1 day or 2 days later, he gets a 4-year, $62 million contract, which I think is favorable. It's only $15 million a year. If he can stay healthy, I think it's a favorable contract. It's not like the Duncan contract, who he made more, and he was less versatile than Nico. Don't get me wrong. Duncan earned that contract after that 1 year, but he never lived up to it. Nico, if he's healthy, I think it's a great deal. 15 mil a year is not a crazy amount for someone who's going to be top 6 in your rotation, which I think he is now a top 6, 7 guy. And what are your thoughts? Like, do you think we gave him too much? Do you think do you think it was too soon? Do you think we should have waited another year? What are your thoughts on giving Nico that contract extension?
The Miami Heat, they believe in Jovic, and that's fine. Like, in terms of the organization, they believe that he's a unicorn. We've heard all the different things. Pat Riley's saying that we're going to put up a banner for his jersey, all that type of stuff. So that means that they're invested. That's why they gave him the extension. Now, that's fine. It's a little bit risky because he has an injury history where he's always getting injured. Obviously, all of those things are not his fault, but obviously you got to think about that too when you're going to hand out extensions. My thing is, are the Miami Heat going to unleash him? Are they going to allow him to play basketball freely? Because you can't give him spot minutes like what Spo's doing. Okay, he makes mistakes, or maybe he's over, and then he doesn't play the next 2-3 games. The reason why all these young teams look so good is because they're playing their young guys. I understand we have, Powell, Wiggins, Bam, and Tyler, and we have a really good top 7, top 8 guys. But the young guys need to play. Jovic, Jaime, Khalil. I say that because if you're not going to unleash them, if you're not going to put them in the position that they're comfortable in, how are you now going to hold them out of trades? It's either you're going to play them or you're going to trade them, but you got to do one of them. You have to. And we'll never know what Jovic, Khalil, and Jaime can do unless you put them in the position that they're comfortable and you unleash them. You say, listen, you have the green light. Go out there and go do your thing. Play to your strengths. He is not a back to the basket big. He's not a turnaround big. No, he can play in transition. He's a good playmaker, good rebounder. We need to put him in the position to win. If we're not going to do that, we're wasting our time. How long are we going to wait to see that? How long are we going to wait?
I think the biggest thing is health, though. I think we will. I think we're going to have to play the young guys. Like, we don't have Jimmy Butler on this team anymore, and we don't have Kyle Anderson or older. We don't have older guys on our roster except for Terry, who's probably not going to play, especially now after that hamstring injury, and Norman Powell. Like, everybody is basically in their 20s now that are in the top 9 of the rotation. So we're forced to play the younger guys. Nico's minutes have gone up every year. The issue is he only played 46 games this year. The year before that, 46. His rookie year, 15. There's always these like freak injuries. It's a back, it's an ankle, it's like a wrist, it's a finger. Luckily, it's not like his ankle or his knee or anything like that. Like, with certain players like Kawhi Leonard, it's always his knee. Early on in Steph's career, it was his ankles. Like, they're different injuries, so it's just unfortunate accidents that have happened. But the biggest key is his minutes have gone up every year. 13 minutes his rookie year, 19 minutes his second year. Last year, he played 25 minutes per game. So he is getting more opportunity, more trust. It's just he only played 46 games in the last 2 seasons. That needs to change. He needs to play 70 games. He's 22 years old. To your point, if he is able to stay on the floor, I think Spo will have to unleash him and play to his strengths. Otherwise, what's the point of playing him and putting him as the center? Like, you can't. You need to play him essentially as a point forward. You need to give him the ball in transition. Jaime said it in his interview with Locked On during media day. We're young. We want to play faster. We need to get easier layups. We had no easy buckets that year. How do we get easy buckets? You play fast and in transition, and we're finally young. And he's referencing Pella, him, Tyler, Bam. Like, all these guys are 27 and below. Davion 26, Nico 22, 21. Like, he's like, we're a younger team. We need to get out there and run. So I agree with you. We have to play Nico more and to his strengths. We just got to hope he's healthy. And every year he has improved. So the last thing I want to talk to you about before we do hop off is Bam, as our captain and leader, basically said he thinks that the Miami Heat can contend to win a championship next year. Not contend in the East and come out of the East, but in general, he thinks we can compete for a championship. I know he's our leader. I know he's our 3-time All-Star. He has to say that. He has to have more confidence this year in general because the East is easier. Easier in the sense that Tatum is most likely out for the year. Halliburton's out for the year. Dame is out for the year. It's still not going to be easy. After last year with this team getting swept the way we did, it's not going to be easy, but it's more open for us. So I understand him saying that you're a competitor. You're not going to say, like, no, we suck. We're going to make it like to the 6th seed and lose in the second round. So I like what he said, but what are your thoughts on his opinion on them actually being a real contender? Because I don't see them beating any contender in the West. I don't see them beating the Rockets if they got there. I don't see them beating the Thunder if they get there. I don't see them beating Denver if they get there. I don't see them maybe even beating the Warriors, which obviously they're not going to get there. But that has also trickled down to Norman Powell is saying, I came here because I want to win. Well, I didn't come here because he got traded, but he's like, I'm here to win. Davion said the same thing. We're here to compete. What are your thoughts on those statements?
This Miami Heat team, when you look, just on paper alone, they're more talented than they've ever been in terms of an overall roster. I think they have a well-rounded roster in terms of defense. You have Wiggins, you have Bam. We finally have a point of attack defender in Davion Mitchell. You have Khalil Ware now who can help Bam Adebayo, rim protect, block shots. Now, there's no excuse for people to say, oh, well, Bam has to guard 1 through 5. Not anymore. Wiggins is 30 years old. There's no reason. A great two-way player. The Lakers are begging us to trade for Wiggins. Okay, so and Wiggins looks locked in this season. Everyone looks locked in. Davion, Powell, Tyler, when he gets back. So like I said, to be honest, there really is no excuse this season for anything. For the third quarter, blowing leads, our offense is better. Tyler, Wiggins, Powell, and Bam. You have 4 guys that could potentially get you 20 points a night. Is that going to happen every night? Obviously not. But we have more of a well-rounded roster. And it's like what you said. The Celtics, Tatum's not coming back. If he does, it's pointless. Half the team that he had is gone anyway. It's really only him and Brown. There's no point of him rushing back. Might as well they tank and go get somebody in the first round to improve for the future. Okay? Obviously, teams like the Brooklyn and, Toronto and the Bulls. The only teams that I really see, and they're continuing to prove that they're fraudulent, the Cleveland Cavaliers. What have they done? Yeah, they're a good regular season team and they put up points and they're a good team, but what have they done? Nothing. They still haven't done more than us. Then when you look at Milwaukee, Giannis doesn't even want to be there no more. Right. He's already coming out saying he wants to go and win on another team. He wants to win. This is arguably the worst roster he's ever had.
Agreed.
The Orlando Magic and the Pistons, they're young and up and coming teams. But for me personally, if you're telling me that you have a team of Wiggins, Bam, Powell, Tyler, Davion, and I'm telling you right now, Khalil Ware and Jovic, they have to hit. They have to. There's no they have to hit this season. I'm not saying they need to put up all-star numbers, but they need to be able to play to their potential, whatever that might be. This season, it has to.
Yes, more than Jaime and Pella. Like those
Yeah,
guys
more
are
than
nice.
that. No. I'm looking this season. I'm looking at where 7-foot monster. Because remember, we held him out of trades, and
Yeah.
same thing with Jovic. We held him out of trades, and they paid him now. People are saying, "Oh, but he didn't get the bag." Yes, he did, because what has he done to earn that money? Nothing. I'm sorry. They paid him off of potential and what they think he could do.
You know how many games he's played in 3 seasons?
Exactly. Almost
100, 100 and 105. How many games are there in one season, Martel?
Exactly.
82.
Exactly.
He's only played 105 in 3 seasons, so he hasn't been available. So for him, it's the bag. Like it's that salary that he's getting is 70% based on future potential and earning, not based on what he did, right? Because he earned maybe 30% of that contract. He has to live up to that based on what they think he's going to become with more minutes, with more opportunity, with an expanded role, with Bam getting a little bit older, even and we have some older pieces like the Wiggins, the Norms. Those guys are not going to be part of our future. It's going to mostly be Bam, Tyler, and Nico, right? Those are the 3 guys. That's like the 3-headed kind of monster right there. One of them has to become something more. And
Bam and Tyler's enough. They've hit in terms of their picks. They've reached their value. Okay, just think about it. They're not going to get any more exponentially better. Okay, they're like when they're in year 7, 8, 9. No, they are who they are for the most part. Could they improve in certain areas of their game? Yes, but in terms of
they're finished products,
yes,
they're finished products essentially.
But in terms of our future, Ware and Jovic have to hit. If they don't hit, you got to get them out of here. You have to. So like I said, before we close, the only teams I'm really looking at is New York. I'm looking at Orlando, Detroit, and the Hawks. And because, like I said, Philly, they're hurt every year. And outside of that, like I said, the East is wide open. The Miami Heat have a well-rounded team. And if they do not reach their potential this season to be a top 5 team, I'm cooking and frying everybody. There's no excuse. I don't want to hear what anyone says about the Miami Heat are trash. They're not good. No, Bam and them boys are right. They can go back to the ECF easily.
Dude, how many games? Yeah. How many games they blow in the fourth quarter last year? 17, the most. Like you win half of those. We're a 5 seed last year, right? We're a 4 seed last year.
But the East is already weak, and we haven't even seen injuries yet.
It's a big if.
The East is already weak, and people are going to get injured throughout the season,
including maybe us, which always happens.
Well, guess what? We already got ours out the way. The devil is a liar. We already got that out the way. We are good to go, man.
We'll see, man. All right, so Martel, you're basically saying you think you agree with Bam in terms of being able to compete in the East, at least, right? I agree with that sentiment. If they can get out of the East, that's great. I just don't see them beating anybody in the West. Like I just don't see a chance of beating any of the top 4 teams from the West. But either way, hey, again, Bam has to say that he's our captain, and they're confident players for a reason, right? He's a 3-time All-Star. So anyway, that's all I have for this episode. Thank you for hopping on, Martel. Really appreciate the time. We'll be doing a lot more episodes, obviously, as the season is on its way, 3 weeks away or so. So we'll be doing a ton of content together. So thanks for hopping on again. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to both of our channels.